Alright, so I'm getting ready to work on cleaning her feet. This is the first attempt, and you can see that we're not getting cooperation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chase her. Now I've been doing this for a few days now. I'm chasing her, not hard, not long, but for a duration, until she actually starts to soften up and lick and chew, move her mouth around, which is a sign that she's softened up and that she's ready to give me her obedience. So this particular chase um, was very short, and I just sometimes she'll say, oh well, I don't want to go through this, so I'll just do it. So I'm going to try to pick that foot up again, and she walks backwards, does not stand still. And so I calmly walk away, pick up the lunch whip, and she's just looking at that table there. She's not seen that before, and now she's ready to go. So we're doing a little more of a chase, and I'm just waiting for her to say, okay, you can be the boss. And that's what chasing, of course, is all about. It's what other horses do in order to establish that they're the ones in power. And so that's why this works, and that's why we're doing it. Now this entire session, including getting her feet picked up, and then we worked on getting the bit in her mouth this day, was like an hour. So if you think that this is taking too long, or that you're chasing too much, or that it's silly, or whatever you're thinking about why you shouldn't have to do this, what this does is no worse than, let's say I was riding her and we were riding at the trot. We would not be trotting around for any less time than she's trotting around right now. The whole session took an hour, and several minutes of it, large portions of it, were spent, doing other things besides being chased. So if you were working a horse and you worked him for like an hour, you wouldn't think that that was too much work. So there's no reason to dismiss the idea of chasing as something that's harmful or that hurts the horse in any way. It really doesn't. And of course, the whole idea is that they are going to give you their respect when you're done with this. I asked her to go the other way there, because you don't want to chase them always in the same direction. And this particular chase, I believe, went on for about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. So I'm going to walk over. I'm going to go to the same foot that I was working with earlier, give her a little pet, and I'm going to try to pick it up again. This will be the third try of the day. And as you can see, first she doesn't want to let me even pick it up, and then she starts moving her back end around. So she's thinking of another way to get out of it. Stomp my foot down and don't let her have it, and then twist to the right. So here she goes again. So it's all very calm and very controlled, and it's like, okay. It's just kind of like the same cues that you use when you're riding the horse. You keep using the pressure until the horse gives, and as soon as the horse gives, then you stop the pressure. So that's what we're doing now, putting a little bit of pressure on her to ask her to trot around, chasing her away. And when she gives, then I'll be ready to stop. And until she does, then we'll just keep going. And we might have to do this several times. This particular horse, as I may have said before, that you may have heard me say before, wants to be an alpha horse. So it takes a little longer with her. Now this is the 4th try. Now this time she says, I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm gonna stomp my weight down there and you're not getting it. So she's really refusing to bend her knee or to give it all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push her off balance a little bit. And as I do that, eventually she'll just have to give it up or move. And of course she doesn't want to move because she knows that she's going to be chased if she does. So finally we get that one cleaned out. She says, yes, okay, I'll give it to you. And I give her a nice reward, nice pet, good girl. Eventually, most horses get where they really want to hear good girl, because then they know they've done it right and they're trying to do something right. This particular horse is yet to try to do something right. She is constantly looking for a way to get out of everything. Okay, now here we go with the other foot. Now see, she doesn't resist as much. She just lets me pick it up. She's like, okay, she's going to pick it up anyway. So this is the 2nd front foot. We're getting it cleaned out right now. And then we're going to try for the back feet. Now, if you think your horse is going to resist holding the back foot up, face the front, pick it up, and you put your hand on the foot, and that way if they kick the way she tried to kick right there, see she kicked a couple of times, you can hold on. Then she gave up pretty easily, and we cleaned the foot. And I will say that the blacksmith trimmed her feet a few weeks ago, and that helped a lot because he was able to do it just as I'm doing it here. We didn't chase her that day, but he was very good at that technique that I just showed you, where you face the front and put your hand on the bottom of the foot, and then you're able to clean it from there. See, she didn't even try to kick this one. So she's learning to stand and have her feet cleaned out. This is a real progress for this horse, because to tell you the truth, I've never been able to do it before today. So there it is. Good girl. What a good girl.